So we did first ever Magiccon day one today. Kole, how did it go?
It went fantastic, I think. Definitely was a long day. It was one of those days where we got to the convention hall. It was 11 a.m. and we were done with our two-headed giant mystery booster sealed at 5 p.m. So it was a long day, but it was a fun day. The polls were great. I mean, that format is just amazing. Like, I was coming into it thinking that like all of the packs you get would be from the same set. When in reality, like that's not the case. I can so.
We're hearing.
Sorry.
Wait.
No, it's not. It's this.
Okay.
We're learning how to do this.
We're trying to work out the kinks. We're doing
brand new first time ever, so bear with us.
Yeah, we're trying to do like a dual live here,
which is it's pretty cool. If we can get this working, I think this is how we're gonna do the Jack and Kole podcast going forward.
Yeah, because it's like if we can do,
we can show you the cool cards. We can talk.
It's working at all.
Yeah, it looks great.
It looks pretty good. I just have to remember that like this is the sweet spot.
Yeah. So yeah, me and Kole went to Magiccon today. We opened Mystery Booster Sealed Two-Headed Giant. So me and Kole both played, and we got some crazy playtest cards.
It's a card that makes everybody play with their hand revealed components. Pay a blue, sack it to draw a card. You can pay blue, sacrifice it to counter the spell. The card was very strong. Despite that, we did go 1-2. But the format was still super fun.
And it happens sometimes, right? You have like powerful cards, and sometimes your hands aren't the greatest, or your draws don't line up the greatest. Yeah. And shout out to you, MTG. Thank you for dropping in. Yeah, that white border path is so hot.
Oh, it's ugly. I love it though. Yeah, so lots of interesting cards here. This one, for example, is Saga. It's got what's that called? Bedtime story. So you do the chapters at the end step, and when it enters, as opposed to the upkeep. Create 2 blue, 2/1/1 blue merfolk. You can put a flying counter on each tap creature you control, and then you draw a card for each creature you control that deals combat damage to an opponent this turn, or a player this turn. So another quirky playtest card.
What's up, Landon? Thank you for dropping in. Appreciate you. What's the strongest card? Kole?
That we pulled?
Yeah, what was the strongest card that we pulled, Kole? I know what it will. I have a very specific card in mind. I'm curious if you have the same idea.
Was it this one?
Oh yeah.
I mean, I don't know if this was the strongest card, but it's certainly a quacky card for sure. Fairy. And as I'm cycling through the cards, Jack, did you have any like particular moments in the draft that stood out to you? Anything like that?
Yeah, we had some crazy interactions. There was a 3-mana 3/2 that I had. The ETB to deal 2 damage to each opponent, and because they share life totals, it deals 4 damage to our opponents, which was very nice.
Yeah.
We did, however, get the we did just absolutely do the opposite though, and get our opponent to do the same thing back to us. Where, well, I was like, here's my Predator, but then the next 2 rounds in a row, our opponents just made giant crazy things and just beat the hell out of us.
Yeah.
I completely forget what I was saying. I'm sorry.
I mean, we're ranting about the Magiccon, so here we are.
we got a really cool white border. What was it? Goblin Guide that I played the hell out of, and we had a double strike enchantment where all attacking creatures get double strike that you control.
Mm-hmm.
We had the temporal manipulation, which was kind of insane, but we didn't have enough creatures to really take advantage of it, honestly.
Yeah, my deck was almost perfect, but just a little light on creatures. This card's funny. So 1 and a blue enchantment. You may draw cards from anywhere in your library. Just a bizarre line of text.
You can just pick them.
And then when it draws a card, when it enters, you draw a card. So just very interesting. Another card from our pulls here, Pact of Negation. Did not play Pact of Negation. I did not think that was worth it.
We actually ended up losing to a Pact of Negation.
We did lose to Pact of Negation. I still stand by that.
I agree.
Want to play that card.
I agree. It's not
1 or more uncrossed digits in the chosen number. Cross out one of those digits and draw a card. Then if all 10 digits are crossed out, you win the game. So like if you choose 3 and then you like play a land, you you cross out 0, you play a 1, you cross out 1, and you're like drawing cards from that. Then you can win the game.
You have to hit 10 and
It's
9 and 8 though,
very weird.
which is hard to do. But
Very
you
weird.
could win the game in a control deck, which is crazy.
It's also got the little DCI thing on it, which I think is cool.
Shout out to DCI, those of us who remember.
Oh, it's got the little DCI membership card. That's so cute. I
Those
didn't
of us-
even see that.
I got it in my wallet still. Cole's got his too.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah. So yeah, just good time in general.
It was really cool. I'm just gonna like kind of start ranting. So it was really cool to see like a lot of the friends that I knew there. Like I ran into Frank. Shout out to Frank from Tales from the Tap. If you guys enjoy Magic podcast, go check out Tales from the Tap. They're really cool.
Was this from our collector booster?
No,
Are some of these cards from our collector booster?
no. All the collector booster cards are from here down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Understood.
So yeah, we ran into Frank from Tales from the Tap, the host of the Tales from the Tap podcast. Really cool guy. Playing the sealed PTQ. We decided not to play the sealed PTQ. We wanted to like have more fun doing, just like casual like chill events. Kole doesn't get to play a lot of like competitive Magic anymore, and that's totally fair. And I don't want to throw him into a PTQ for the first time he plays competitive Magic in like months.
Yeah, that was a conscious decision on our part. I think
Definitely.
I'll be coming back and I'll definitely want to play in the Magiccon PTQs and that kind of scene because I think I ultimately belong there. I was thinking that as we were doing our two-headed giant, we were like sitting across from our just other people who are deck building. We're like, I feel like we are competitively minded, but at the same time, like I don't have the stamina for it right now. So
It's a lot. Well, like, and we were dead, honestly. After reading all these cards and like building decks and stuff, we were really dead after 3 rounds. And we play a lot of Magic, and so I can't imagine if we were there, like for another 5, 6, 7 rounds, would have gone insane.
yeah, we'll be doing a lot more of the social stuff. Basically, they had the event on the lakeside of Chicago at McCormick Place. There was like 3 levels basically to the Magic scene. You had level 2, which is where all the ticketed play was. It was a big basement with a bunch of tables and chairs for people to play. Then level 3 was where all like the Pro Tour was playing right on the right. You had like the merchandise area, the event zone, Aether Drift things, family play, Art of Magic, all that good stuff on level 3. And then level 4 was the Black Lotus VIP lounge that none of the low lifes had access to.
I was gonna say no sane person would end up in the Black Lotus VIP lounge, except for my friend Richard. Shout out to Richard, who was like, "This is what I'm doing," and he knew it was gonna be his entire. He saved up like the entire last year, and he was like, "I'm doing the Black Lotus thing." And he got to design a plate and chase card. Him and the rest of the guys in the Black Lotus, gals, y'all, in the Black Lotus lounge. And that seems really cool.
So we'll be able to see that in Vegas, he said. So that's very exciting.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if we were supposed to say that or not. So
Yeah.
so sorry to Richard if we weren't. Otherwise, that's very exciting news.
But however, I will say, these Mog conscriptions, I think was it Mog conscription? What's the card called?
Mog Infestation?
The Mog Infestation is such a crazy card. We didn't end up playing any of them. I never got to cast it, but just the idea of board wiping your opponent's awesome creatures.
I think my phone died.
Well, it's all good.
Orientation is locked.
The
My phone's at 2%, so it's
I think one of the craziest here, I can use my camera. I think one of the craziest things that happened was our
let me leave alive.
our opponent cast a 7-mana 8/8, I think it was, and then they put
It was a 7-mana 6/6.
There we go.
No text.
no text, vanilla,
It might have had like a
cycling.
irrelevant. It was like an old border Wassup Yall card. And what did they do? The other guy played a 4-mana enchantment.
They gave it flying and shroud and +2/+2, and they made it an 8/8 with flying and shroud.
Yep. And I tried countering the enchantment, and he countered my counter. And
Shambles.
Yeah, it was just a shambles type time for sure.
darkest timeline for sure. But sometimes your opponents have it, and you got to play for it. And if we win that game, I think if we were to take away that flying attacker,
Yeah.
but as is, it was a great pool. It was a great time, and yeah, much more Magiccon Chicago stuff to come. Cole, any cards that stuck out to you that you really like from the pool?
One other one that I wanted to show, if you wanted to show that to the camera, is Toddler's Rage. Toddler's Rage, one in a red. Check creature, gets +2/+1. It's got, what is it, Tantrum?
Yeah, Tantrum.
And then it just says, it's like Trample, but for blocking. And that's just like the fun little thing that you get to experience when you have the mystery booster play experience. So I think that it was worth the time and the money. I will say the tournament felt a tiny bit disorganized. So I would have liked to have seen, it was only a 3-round tournament, so for it to have gone from 11 to 5, you can imagine that's like
A lot.
pretty inefficient. But it was a Friday, and I'm really excited to be able to see the rest of the cool stuff that Magiccon has to offer over the weekend. So
Yeah, and we got some kind of crazy cards in our collector boosters. Just real quick, Cole, if you want to pick out a couple to show before we head out for the night. One of the cards that Cole pulled was a fancy The Last Ride.
yeah, shout out to Mom. Mom and Dad, they got us these passes for Christmas.
Shout out to Mom and Dad.
And
Always in your corner.
yeah, absolutely. And I think they got us a little bit more than we needed to pass-wise, but that means we got some extra goodies, of which foil Bright Glass Gear Hulk. Very, very nice. Let's see, we got the yellow racing foil district mascot, so not exactly the
Not
most desirable version of that treatment. We have 2 foil Afterburner experts that are full art.
that's crazy.
So those are nice. Yeah, and I think like the rest of these cards are like nice. I think Draconautics Engineer is another card that could be potentially like, yeah. Otherwise, these are like some commander cards. I think my personal favorite art-wise is this foil Boommobile.
Oh my god, the foil Boommobile is just so hot.
But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of these that are good. Like both of these comic book card arts are amazing as well. Oh, it was just fun to open all this product and be a part of it. Have these cards I can play in Commander now. Hell yeah!
And it's nice to just like always change up your chessboard. Sometimes you gotta change things up because Magic is a game. And it's nice when it rotates. People like to talk about how they want it to be the same. Sometimes they don't want things to change, but I think it's important to have things pseudo rotate, and it's important to adapt because if we don't adapt, we die. Right? As a game, it becomes something that it's not the same anymore.
Yeah, everything changes. Everything is constantly changing, and we do just kind of have to exist in the space that we exist in now, whether we like it or not. And sometimes it's better to have a positive attitude than a negative one. But easier said than done in all aspects of life, obviously. So.
Yeah, Cole, how do you feel about the new spoilers? Are you looking forward to Tarkir? I hear MTG talking about it in the chat.
Yeah, the Tarkir Dragonstorm, we actually saw a spoiler.
Oh, can we remember?
We should have taken a picture. They were like, it was like a projection and stuff. It's one in a red for Sharkin, legendary creature Sharkin creature. Yeah.
It's a 2/2.
And when it enters, you behold
a dragon. Period. Whatever that means.
Yep. And then it's like whenever
you behold,
whenever something happens with the dragon, you put a counter on Sharkin.
And it gains the abilities of the dragon. I think when it says something
so
about
basically
abilities.
We know nothing.
Basically, we know nothing about this card. However, we saw it, and there was people taking photos with it, and we definitely should have taken a photo. However, it'll be there tomorrow, and there'll be more spoilers tomorrow, and we'll be live tomorrow at Magic Chicago. So if you want to, watch Magiccon, but you don't have a badge, got you right here at Goblin Ring later. But me and Kole are going to be heading out for tonight.